right, folks, let's talk about a true classic that still kicks like a mule and has your back when things go south. The 357 Magnum Revolver. In a sea of plastic fantastics, you know, those polymer striker-fired pistols everyone's carrying, the old wheel gun is still chugging along. And why's that? Simple. This combo of revolver and cartridge is a rock-solid, dependable, and downright powerful setup. Ask any seasoned shooter, and many will tell you it's still one of the most trustworthy choices for self-defense. Heck, for a huge chunk of the 20th century, only the .38 Special saw more action with the cops. And let me tell you, the 357 built a heck of a reputation for stopping threats, dead in their tracks. So, if you're in the market for a 357 Magnum wheel gun that fits your needs, there are a ton of great options out there. We've wrangled up 10 that we think really shine. This caliber. It's the Swiss Army knife of handgun rounds, and we made sure these revolvers are up to the task of handling its punch. Ruger Red Hawk. First up, the Ruger Red Hawk. Think of this as your go-to for when you're out in the boonies, camping, hunting, or just hitting a trail where the critter's two-legged or four might get feisty. This all-stainless steel beast is a double-action revolver that brought some cool innovations to the table. Stuff that later showed up in Ruger's GP100 and SP101 lines. We're talking a single spring for both the hammer and trigger. Smart, huh? A super strong monolithic frame. Offset cylinder notches for added strength. A triple locking cylinder, and those nice adjustable target sights. Plus, it's got a transfer bar safety, so it won't go boom if you accidentally drop it. It usually comes with smooth hardwood grips, an adjustable rear sight, and a front sight you can swap out. Now, could you conceal carry the 8-shot 357 Magnum Red Hawk? Maybe, if your wardrobe and holster game are on point. But honestly, we see this more as a trusty nightstand gun or a solid sidearm when you're fishing or hunting and don't mind a bit of heft. Korth Mongoose. Not impressed by the classics? Or maybe you've just got expensive taste. Well, step right up to the Korth Mongoose. This ain't your grandpa's six-shooter. This is a modern, high-end piece that's in a league of its own. Picture this. German engineering from Korth Waffen shaking hands with American craftsmanship from Nighthawk Custom. The result? Probably the best performing revolver out there today. Seriously, it's like the Rolex of handguns. It's a 6-shot, double-action revolver with adjustable sights. But the beauty is in the details, the finish, the sights. That buttery smooth trigger and its sheer versatility are just incredible. It's dead-on accurate and a dream to shoot. And get this for versatility. Push a button, swap the cylinder, and your 357 Magnum powerhouse becomes a 9mm plinker. The single-action trigger pull is a crisp 3.5 pounds, smooth as silk, just like you'd expect. Of course, all this amazingness comes with a price tag that might make you gulp. Yeah, you could probably buy a decent used car for what this costs. But hey, if you've got the cash and you want the best, it's one heck of an investment. Chiappa Rhino 40DS. Looking for something that'll turn heads at the range? Check out the Chiappa Rhino 40DS. This Italian stallion is easily one of the coolest, best shooting, and most innovative revolvers you can get your hands on. It's packed with state-of-the-art tech and top-notch components, making it ridiculously comfortable to shoot. You really have to try it to believe it. The 40DS is a double and single action revolver, but here's the kicker. It fires from the bottom cylinder. Most revolvers fire from the top. Right. Well, by dropping the barrel. Chiappa lowered the center of gravity. What does that mean for you? Way less muzzle flip and felt recoil. Plus, the bore is more in line with your arm, which makes for a more natural point and shoot feel. Combine all that with a super ergonomic design, and you're looking at faster follow-up shots and better reliability. And as if that wasn't enough, it's got fiber optic adjustable rear sights and a fiber optic front sight. The walnut grip is laser engraved and feels great in the hand. Oh, and there's an accessory rail on the bottom for your flashlight or laser. If you want a revolver that breaks the mold, the Rhino 40DS is a fantastic pick. Kimber K6s. Kimber really put their thinking caps on when they designed the K6s line, and boy, does it show. These are built for concealed carry. They're easy to hide, but still give you plenty to hang on to, which is key for control. These little snub-nosed heaters are the whole package for armed citizens. And let's be honest, they're pretty easy on the eyes too. Almost a shame they're meant to stay hidden most of the time. Kimber touts their 2-inch barreled K6 as the lightest 6-round .357 Magnum on the market. But don't let lightest fool you into thinking it's a beast to shoot. At 23 ounces, it's still got enough heft to soak up a good chunk of that recoil. And don't let that extra round in a concealed carry gun trick you either. It's still surprisingly easy to tuck into your waistband or pocket. Part of that is thanks to the milled flats on the stainless steel cylinder, which keep its profile nearly as slim as a 5-shot. The K6 has a sleek design, so it's less likely to snag if you need to draw it in a hurry. That concealed hammer helps too. And the trigger. It's top-notch for a double action only, breaking clean at around 9 pounds. With a little practice, you can run this gun fast. One more thing that earns the K6's bonus points: actual front and rear sights. As for models, the basic stainless steel is the most wallet-friendly. But the DCR Distinguished Carry Revolver version adds a touch of class with those nice rosewood grips. Smith & Wesson, Model 640. Ah, the Smith & Wesson. Model 640. This little guy is a cornerstone in S&W's J-frame lineup and a real gem if you're looking for a snubby .357 Magnum. It's built from all stainless steel, so it's tough as nails. This double-action-only revolver is the kind of gun you could pass down to your kids one day. And like most J-frames, it's a breeze to conceal. Now, how's it shoot? Well, for a Magnum this size, it's about as pleasant as you're going to get. It's not exactly what you'd call a weekend plinker. It is a Magnum, after all. But at a solid 22 ounces, the 640 gives you a fighting chance at managing that recoil. Smith & Wesson offers a standard version of this concealed hammer 640 and also a Performance Center Pro Series model. There's about $100 difference between them. And let me tell you, the PC upgrade is worth every penny. You get a better-looking gun, sure, but also some sweet enhancements. The 3 big ones on this 5-round revolver are the tritium night sights front and rear, drift adjustable, a cylinder cut to take moon clips, super fast reloads, and a trigger tuned by the Performance Center. Yeah, it's still got some heft, but man, is that action smooth. Colt King Cobra Carry. With all the hype around the new Colt Python, the Colt King Cobra Carry has kind of been flying under the radar a bit. But don't let that fool you. This snub-nosed .357 Magnum is a serious performer when it comes to personal self-defense. Plus, come on, it's a Colt snake gun. That's just inherently cool. It's all stainless steel and has a grip that feels almost full-sized, making the King Cobra a pretty polite shooter. With some practice, you can get fast and accurate with this thing. Part of that is the weight, a respectable 26 ounces unloaded, but that trigger deserves some credit too. Compared to a semi-auto pistol trigger, yeah, it's substantial, but it's responsive. That full lug under the barrel, it protects the ejection rod, so it won't get bent out of shape if you're roughhousing. And those Hogue overmolded grips with the finger grooves, they give you a really solid hold, which most folks will appreciate. A lot of people will dig the bobbed hammer on the DOA double-action only version for a snag-free draw. But if you absolutely need a hammer spur, there's a carry model that has one. Now, and I say this risking the wrath of die-hard Colt fans, the cylinder release isn't the most intuitive if you haven't used Colt revolvers before, but once you get the hang of it, it's no big deal. Smith & Wesson, Performance Center, Model 327. Last, but certainly not least, we've got the Smith & Wesson Performance Center Model 327. This is a revolver that's trying to bridge that gap between wheel guns and semi-autos. It's built with all the latest and greatest materials, and it's incredibly well designed and balanced. What kind of materials are we talking? The frame is made from an extra strong scandium aluminum alloy, the cylinder and barrel shroud, titanium, and the 2-inch barrel is good old stainless steel. This mix keeps the weight down to a very carry-friendly 22.6 ounces, making it the lightest end frame that Smith's large frame revolver I've ever put my hands on. And even with that lightweight, it handles Magnum recoil surprisingly well. Now, it doesn't have the capacity of a double-stack semi-auto or even one of those stack-and-a-half subcompacts, but what it does have is moon clips. And let me tell you, moon clips are probably the fastest way to reload a revolver, and definitely the most secure way to carry spare ammo for one.